Welcome to America News.
Do I have this right? I sure hope I don't. When I first heard about it on TV, I didn't bother collecting the particulars, because I figured the story would be so big for the next few days that it'd have no trouble getting the names of all the players. I find myself occasionally lapsing into the horribly outmoded notion that media will run with a big story whether they like it or not. Cosmic blunder. At least I snagged the identity of the key player, Carmen Cruz, mayor of San Juan, Puerto Rico. In the early stages of the hurricane relief effort, Mayor Cruz made some remarks praising the effectiveness of President Trump and his team. Like an erring schoolgirl being chided by a teacher, Mayor Cruz, a Democrat, was told briefly and bluntly by a high-ranking Democrat, "Oh, no. You have to say nasty things about President Trump," whereupon a chastened Mayor Cruz complied. That little touch of contemporary Democratic politics is nauseating on at least two counts. One is the obvious, breathtaking admission that all Trump achievements must be studiously denied, belittled or ignored. The other outrage is, the entire episode smacks of the condescension American leaders used to shovel upon our little brown brothers as the inhabitants of America's Philippine colony were shamelessly referred to. It may take two to tango, but it only takes one side to wage war. And the side that doesn't understand it's at war has already lost. Too many Trump adversaries are more belligerent than adversarial. And too many Trump supporters think being a supporter is sufficient when Trump really needs combative allies. The smarter Americans are already aware that powerful forces are out to get Trump. Those forces can't stand losing the election of November 2016, and they fully intend to reverse it by any means necessary. Some swamps don't want to be drained, especially if they pay off so well to the swamp masters. The rhetorical ammunition being used to bring Trump down consists of exaggerations, distortions and lies. Too many Americans, however, blindly assume exactly what those forces want them to assume, namely that Donald Trump really isn't fit to be the President of the United States. Nice speaker, to be sure. Entertaining, to be sure. But now we all see the flaws, and we really can't allow a guy who screws up so much and so monumentally to be the leader of the free world. That Kool-Aid is being pumped at us from many formidable fountains. And we can excuse Americans dismayed by the steady tattoo of Trump's failure. However, it's a dangerous lie, and honest, patriotic Americans have to fight it. So what do we do? I'm not really sure, but we weren't really sure what to do after the Japanese planes finished off Pearl Harbor in December 1941. But we still won World War II. Knowing the truth and being unafraid to shout forth the truth seems like a logical place to start. We're constantly told about Trump's white supremacy, Trump's failures in the Senate, Trump's insults to minorities, and Trump's spending the weekends at his golf resort while Puerto Rico sinks. We're not told much about Russia, but we're told a whole lot about what we're about to hear about Russia. Yet we hear so little about Trump's achievements. Why are the media so bashful to report the many solid achievements this White House has handed to America? I don't mean only the litany of stock market highs, recorded seemingly day after day. Much more important is the more than 3% growth in the latest report. Stock market highs are mere perfume, while a whole extra percentage point of growth is protein. Respect for America has returned. Did Hillary's diplomacy that of her boss, Obama, ever yield America the 15 unanimous votes in the Security Council, including Russia and China, to slap sanctions upon North Korea? Among the visible forces assailing Trump are the three major TV networks, virtually all of America's most influential newspapers, Hollywood, academia, the clergy, the entire left, and millions of Hillary Clinton revanchists. All Trump has is the people, and like the heroic handful of American Marines and civilian contractors on Little Wake Island who repelled wave after wave after wave of Japanese attackers, Trump's Republicans win every single special election since the biggie of 2016. And yet the only special election the media likes to fuss over is the Republican senatorial primary in Alabama in late September, where the candidate Trump supported lost to an even more conservative Republican. Some of the whoppers of the Get Trump at Any Cost crowd are worthy of the old Saturday Night Live. Are we really supposed to believe that a Massachusetts librarian returned the First Lady's donation of books because those by Dr. Seuss were permeated with racism? The hen lays one egg and cackles for 41 minutes. The sturgeon lays 10,000 eggs and never lets out a peep. They call it caviar. Bet on the hen. In politics, achievements and failures that don't get reported don't exist. It's a pathetically unwarranted loss of Trump's support whenever a gullible Trump supporter looks reluctantly at the anti-Trump headlines and then says to himself, shucks, and here I thought he was a good, smart, effective leader. Waiter, that man has had too much caviar.